Hello everyone, my name is Jan Joost
My name is Nadia,
and we are resident photographers here at Nguma.
and today we're gonna give you some advice and insights of the work we are doing for Nguma.
Hope you enjoy that. My first time in South Africa, it was mainly the love for animals why we wanted to travel to South Africa, and just after that we rolled into photography because it's a great match to have love for animals and being a wildlife photographer at the same time, because that's I think that's a necessary thing to translate that moment into a great picture.
Yeah, I think you have to connect with the animal because you are in the moment and you have to capture that moment to get the feeling back when you look at the photo.
Well, obviously, as a wildlife photographer, you weren't doing photography
Yeah.
back then, right? So yeah, I was always looking for these lodges close to Etosha, but with their own game reserve, so you can have private game drives, or at least not game drives with way too many cars on the sighting. And that's how I found Nguma. And I think back then I saw a video of them which really got me excited for staying here. So yeah, that's when we
I think it was also the Onkolo hide.
the Ankolo hide as well,
attracted you.
absolutely. Yeah, having a hide here in Namibia on ground level, which is great for photography, yeah, that was definitely something that made me want to stay here.
Actually, I was just joining him on these trips, sitting in the car, and if he wanted to spend like 12 hours with lions, then I was fine with that. I think I bought my first binocular in 2014.
Yes, you did.
Um,
You were always more of the spotter for me. You just
Yeah.
find me the animals, and then I spend the time there photographing them, and you were reading a book.
Yeah, when they were laying down, I was reading a book. So, but I think it was in 2019 that I bought my first camera, because I was a bit hesitate to not be in the moment when you're with photography. You have these beautiful animals and beautiful moments, and I think it was hard for me to also enjoy it, not looking through the camera.
Yeah, that's something I learned in the last couple of years. First, I was just photographing everything, and came back home with 30,000 photos, and all I've learned to see if it's a good moment for a nice photo, and if it's not, I rather enjoy the moment. Well, maybe go look for something else. That's something I struggle with now, but yeah, well, I just love it when you have this moment and you click that camera and you just know instantly that you have a great photo, and then I can't wait to get back to the lodge to go through my photos. But then I need to stay calm and enjoy the moment for a couple of minutes more, and then go back to the lodge. My biggest challenge for the photos is mainly the light. I think maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, that the light is just perfect. And yeah, well, first, especially in the morning, first you have to go look for the animals. We start doing that in the dark, so hopefully we'll be at a nice sighting just when the light is perfect. But yeah, that's the toughest thing, being at the moment with good light conditions. You want interaction between these animals, you want something special. Well, that's not happening every day. I'm happy when I come back after 1 month spending here in Nguma and I have one great photo, then I'll be really happy. So yeah, that's the biggest struggle. And also when shooting wildlife, you want to be as low as possible. I want to be on eye level, and you can really tell the difference in a photo taken at the same moment from the same subject, if it's from taken from 1.5 meters above the ground or just 20 centimeters above the ground. Yeah, what helps is that we get to spend a lot of time here in Nguma, and then you get a feeling of how these animals behave, especially the lions. So that makes it easier to find them, but it's also quite tricky to always go look for these lions, because in the morning we have only this limited of time of good light or great light, and I rather photograph a zebra in great light than a lion in bad light. So that's something we sometimes struggle with. The other day we had lions roaring somewhere in the area, but we had the zebras in good light. So yeah, what you're gonna choose? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what we also struggle with is with each other, right? Me doing photography, you videos. I need to be sitting still all the time, but I want to move around and get a good angle. So yeah, that's.
Yeah, because I realized that when I was doing photography, we always make the same picture. It's like from the same angle and maybe just a little bit different, but so I started making videos, and I think that's a good add to your pictures, or vice versa.
No, I think it's a good add to my pictures. No, it's definitely well, we are profiting of each other at the moment. Yeah, especially for social media, it's great to have videos and then show the photo taken at that moment.
You can tell a story about what's happening in front of your lens.
Exactly.
I can get really frustrated when he is moving around in the car, because I want to have my stable shot and he is moving around and get another angle. So we have to discuss that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. When she is able to get out
the frustrations I have. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, but I think sometimes in the sighting, when he can't make that perfect picture, then he wants to leave the sighting to hunt for something else, and I think I want to stay longer. Then that's sometimes a struggle.
It is sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes
but I'm struggling with.
You get your own car so you can drive around yourself.
Tough. Yeah, it's just the struggles of doing almost both the same. Well, there is obviously similarities between photos and videos, but having so different needs, position-wise, but also with photography, me going around that car, trying to get the right angle, and you just want everything to be stable, as stable as possible. So yeah, that's the biggest struggle. Yeah, and also what you said before, you want to spend more time at the sighting than me, and that's something I struggle with as well, because I should take more time to stay with animals and see what happens and get the animals used to the car as well, because that's the moment when they're gonna behave natural, I think. In the beginning they are always a little bit scared, or at least focus on us, but you want them to be relaxed and comfortable to do their thing, because that's the moment when you're gonna take a nice photo, having nice interaction between the animals. It's also just, especially in the morning when the game drives of Nguma go to Etosha, we got everything for ourselves, and it's so special to spend time with lions or rhinos or whatever, just on your own, just the two of us. And in Etosha you all obviously also will have great sightings, but most of the time with 10, 15 other cars around.
I think you will always have a car as a background.
Yeah. And what's also very special to Nguma is that the sightings seem to be much closer to the car. And in Etosha you have a great chance of seeing lions, but they may be next to the road, but they may also be far out onto the pad, which for photography or videos isn't that great. Here in Nguma they tend to show up really close to the road, and so do other animals as well.
And now we see some guests having that experience for the first time, and then we like, oh, it's a zebra, wow. But when we think back at that moment, it was very special.
Yeah, it was.